approve the security system for the 712 building. Further discussion. Not roll call vote. Marty?
Yes.
Lonnie?
Yes.
Kim?
Yes.
I vote yes. Josh?
Yes.
Don? Motion carried. Okay, next is the closing of the weight room to the public.
Yeah, this isn't something I was jumping up and down to do. When we put the lock system in that we did, we allowed the public for the price of the lock to get a key and be able to go in there and work out. At the time, we had no other workout choices. The hospital had a little bit of something, but not free weights. So we kind of did it as a service to the adults in the community. Now that we're pulling the weight room out of there, we're going to enlarge the weight room. It's too small, we're crowded. When the fire marshal looked at the plans, he said, "You got a problem. If you open that up, it's too many square feet for one exit. And it would cost us, well, architects said 15,000, 10, 15,000 to put either into the hallway, and then you'd have to have a screen or another exit to meet the fire regulations." So we've been trying to figure out what to do, and it just
And we're okay because if we close it off to the public, it's open during the school day, which there are 2 exits.
in order to.
During
The
the
problem
school
is
day.
using the exit we use for the kids, that allows the public to go right into the whole school. And even though we haven't had problems, that's not a good remedy or not a good situation, I don't think, to allow access to the school. And we have people up here all times of day and night. Now,
So the weight room's expanding into the rest.
Yeah.
Okay. Can do that.
Yeah, they're updated
Oh, good.
every day.
Okay.
Thanks.
once you have a privilege like that for the community, I'm sure there's going to be some people mad that we take it away. And plus, at least they got another source, place to work out. But I don't know, principals. Anybody help me on this?
Can you
wait, man.
Can you limit occupancy? Is it just a square footage issue, or if you limit occupancy during the times? does that
It's
solve
just
it?
square feet footage. The fire marshal said we had to have 2 exits. Even if there's one person in there, you have to have.
I guess I would just, during the summer months especially, we fielded a number of complaints from these folks behind us, because we have people coming in, 1, 2, 3 o'clock in the morning working out, in the music and that sort of thing. And so, we have fielded a number of complaints from that standpoint. And then I guess Mr. Woodward could attest to the fact that we've had to replace, over $1,000 just this year in equipment that's been busted up and broken up, after hours. So, Mr. Woodward, do you?
Yeah, I have Mr. Cudney's previous invoice, or not invoice, but inventory for the weight room. We're missing a number of dumbbells that I've replaced, a few of those already. Still missing a few others that I haven't replaced because we don't have the funds for it. I've replaced 1 bar, and we have 2 others that are pretty bent, and one that's not real bad, but that you can tell that they wobble when you move. They weren't like that. I don't think very long ago I talked to Mr. Cudney, and he said he knows that they weren't like that when he was here. So I'm not real sure. He said maybe I might have missed one here or there, but I really don't know how you do that unless there's somebody doing something they shouldn't be with one of those bars, because they're very, very strong and take a lot. I've seen quite a bit of weight on those. We have replaced one of those, the worst one I took out and replaced. We had a donation a couple weeks ago and we got another bar, and so that helps us out as we'll pull another one off and put another one off to the side. But just little things like that have come up missing. And I know there's talk of maybe getting treadmill in or something, some exercise equipment. And my thought with that is that either one of two things, we should either make a cost to cover those things, or limit access to staffing and students so that we know those aren't, so that we can observe them and we know they're not getting beat up on a regular basis, so they do last longer for our students.
I don't want to throw Matt under the bus on this, because it was the fire marshal that said we have the problem, and Matt had come up with a plan that we would increase, we would have a monthly or a yearly fee, and that would take care of replacement equipment. And so they had worked on some ideas on, how we could take care of replacement costs and so on. And then I said, well, it may not be a factor because we haven't figured out how to take care of the fire marshal's deal.
So some stuff has actually disappeared?
Yes. I could go get Jordan's inventory and I could bring up mine, and we definitely have differences. And I bought 3 8-pound weights because there was only one 8-pound weight, one 5-pound weight, so I bought 3 of those. When Jordan left, there were 5 30-pound weights. I replaced 2 because we only had 2, and I thought this basically from 50 down, those weights the free weights are used quite a bit, and we were down to 1 set, so I did buy another replacement for those as well. So we have 2 sets at least. So somehow 3 30-pound weights disappeared, and so just things like that.
How would you bend one of those? Is that from leaving the weights hanging on them?
I think that somebody was doing something and
You have to
dropped
try
it
to bend a
on-
bar.
dropped it wrong or something like that, but I can't see any real big indentations anywhere. There's one small one in the wood, but I don't know how long that's been there. But yeah, I'm not really sure how you would do it, because I've seen guys put around 1,000 pounds on a bar before and not break and when you take it off, it bends back. They go like this, but they go right back. And
I
that's what
felt
they're
it
going
bend
for.
around my neck. I had about 1,500 pounds on there one night, but I didn't think it did that.
Yeah.
What's the liability of
I don't call them.
community members in the weight room on their own?
But,
The liability.
well,
School.
that was always a question, if somebody got hurt in there.
Especially if they're bending bars, jacking around.
And they had access anytime?
Yeah,
After-
they had a key. Now, they were limited to that weight room
Right.
in the past.
Doors.
But it just, it's one of those deals where we just did it for the community, but it just kind
They
of got
have
to where
really
we
good
can't do it anymore.
So, and that's not totally.
And there's cameras
uncommon.
there.
I mean, there's other schools that do that too, so.
Well, unfortunately, a few bad eggs ruin it for the rest. I mean, most of the people took good care of it.
Well, we've had it there for 12 years or so, and I don't know that we've ever had, maybe accumulation over the years, but I bet we haven't had $1,000 worth over 12 years, disappear or vandalism. I mean, they've done a real good job. It was a problem, but we were going to take care of it by raising the fee enough to replace that stuff as it happened. But
How many cards? How many people are?
I'm gonna say, I don't know, I would say 50 to 100 at least.
I think we had close to 200 cards, but a lot of them are college kids that come home
Sure.
at Christmas, get a card, and then maybe never even come back and use it again. We probably only had 20 that were actually using it.
Active.
Yeah,
It was close.
I don't know.
Something, I think it
You
was
probably know
something
more
like
than
that
me.
when we looked. It was dependent on the month, but 12 to 20, and then your holidays, the kids are coming back, and there was a lot more, for those times. And that's when I came in and took over in January was when I found that there was 2 bent bars, one severely, and then one more shortly after that. So
Maybe it was a holiday.
I think it was a holiday thing, and I came in and lifted in the summertime because I was able to get a card or whenever, and before, and there's kids that'll come in, and 2 or 3 will come in at a time. I don't know if all of them have a card, or something like that too is another issue that
It was
one
always
would get
a
it,
control issue.
and you get more than one coming in together.
We've warned them, we didn't let anybody that wasn't a graduate, we don't let high school kids have one.
Yeah.
And we warned them that if they let some kids in there with them and those kids got hurt, that they're putting themselves in a liability position, as well as us. So,
Plus, if you do change it, with the new facility, you change the way it may be more lure for more people to come use it at the beginning, which could add to more issues. But
well, and we really don't want to, there's a lot of things we look at, and if we're providing a service to the community, we really don't want to compete with businesses either.
Right.
We don't want to, that's not our intention.
Well, if you're gonna keep it open, you could just add a camera in there. It's already a camera system.
If we ever looked at doing it again, that'd be a must.
Yeah.
But,
Probably not. Probably shouldn't.
But
We look-
$15,000 that we wouldn't have to spend is tough to find, tough to justify, I guess.
We looked at putting the camera in there, and that was one of the cameras that we took out to knock that bid down, to get it down to that 39 number. But that was part of the original.
It'd be the fire marshal and the losses and everything. I know it's hard to take service away, but we gotta look out for the liability part and everything on our side of it.
So we do need a motion on this one.
Yeah.
Also move.
For a second. Moved by Lonnie, second by Josh, and we close the weight room to the public. Is there further discussion? No, roll call vote, Lonnie?
Yes.
Kim?
Yes.
I vote yes. Josh?
Yes.
Don? Marty?
yes.
Motion carried. Okay, next is superintendent report to the board.
First round, in fact, I was down there, talked to senators, first round of the state aid bill passed 41 zips. I think, the governor said 810 million. The appropriations committee said 812 million. And the education committee, the printout we got is 822 million. So I'm an optimistic person, but I'm not optimistic that it's going any higher than that, because they're taking a lot of heat from the other senators. Now, the other senators, now that the printouts out there in the schools see what they lost, they're probably taking some heat too. It's a no-win deal. But and realize that's just the first round printout, but it went through 41 to nothing. So I think then they won't vote on it finally till after the April forecast, which is the end of April. So it'll be May probably before they vote on it again. And, but we encouraged them to give us a printout, so at least we'd have some idea of where we were. The retirement is going up 0.6%, which I don't remember exactly what that, but it will, and it looks like that's going through now. And then it goes up a little bit more in future years. So it's sliding up to 1% eventually. Originally, it was 1% for next year, and then they backed off next year a little, but another increase the following year.
It's more taxes we have to pay, so the governor can't raise.
Yeah, the governor that doesn't raise taxes. Just property taxes, and he doesn't raise them. I'll be quiet. There really isn't much else. We're concerned about the 0.5% of the sales tax going to roads in 3-4 years, because that isn't an additional one. And so that's a chunk of money that would basically, since state aid's the biggest user of those funds, it's a little scary what that'll do to us.
Does that look probable?
No, not at this point. No, I don't think it's going anywhere right now. For that reason, they just don't want to commit to it right now until they
Would come out of committee, didn't it?
came out of committee, but I don't think it's going anywhere. Maybe I'll get fooled, but I mean, they've got to do something with the roads. We aren't getting enough taxes. Looks to me like you would raise gas tax for the people that are using it, would pay for the roads.
Probably the fairest tax out there.
Yeah. But then, guess who would raise the tax? The governor. So he isn't wanting to do that. So they just want to take a 0.5 cent, which is a chunk of money, out of the budget, which we really can't afford. So I don't know where that's going to go. We'll see. And our governor has done a lot of good things. Just
Be honest about what you're doing, that's all.
Yeah. Construction update, the library, we need a countertop. They put in some more cabinets today underneath the counter. We need a countertop, and then I think the 15th, they inspect the elevator, and it's basically ready to go. I look for us to maybe, they got a little touch-up paint, a few things they're going to do this week, but I look for them to turn us loose the way we could do that first of next week. So it's looking good and pretty well.
So are the cupboards that are currently in the media center that are empty, are they downstairs now, or?
No,
Not yet.
no, like the book racks and stuff.
Right.
No, that's the big move that'll come probably first of the week. But we'd like to get the elevator, because now we took out that stairway by the library, so they'd have to go all the way.
Now, will them fit in the elevator? They're pretty
No,
small.
but the books would.
Books would, yeah.
Yeah. In the books, those we can get down there, but the books are in the
But the shelves, you know. should
shelves.
be-
They've taken some of them apart already, and they'll just take them apart, put them back together, and
Did they come back and inspect those lights, look at them again, or?
I haven't asked him. He hasn't said anything on that one set of lights, whether they're going to do anything. I don't know. He hasn't said anything, but
And I don't think it'd be a huge deal if they don't, but
you really gotta look to even figure out what he's talking. Once you figure out what he's talking about, you see it, but otherwise, very few, my wife might, but very few people. I would have certainly never noticed it myself, but I'm not that observant. They put 2 of the air conditioners on the roof the other day. We had them leave 2 because we got to get through. Well, we had to get through prom and we got to get through graduation. So we'll have 2 of them that are still operating. And that's causing somewhat of a problem. But I said, we've got to have, because they can't have the new ones running by graduation. I said, we've got to have, you're just going to have to leave that. But they also want to bring the hooter in to put the ones on the gym real soon so that they can get that going, so they got to have complete air control in there before they put the wood floor in. So we may have to bring back a crane later to do these, but I said we've got to have air conditioning for graduation week, because there's been a time or 2 where it's a little warm in there even with the air conditioners. So. But they're progressing. They're starting to lay brick now on the east side. You got the block on the south side laid, and they're moving to the east side with brick. So you'll start seeing what the brick's going to look like in a few days. So they'll be finishing that up. Oh, I suppose it'll take 3 weeks to a month to do all the brick, but they'll move right along with that. Guess that's really all I know at this point. They've really done a lot of work in what used to be the art room. The doorways in, the walls are all there. Some of it's sheetrock. It's really, we're going to be in good shape.
It's way ahead of time.
Yeah. But we've held them up upstairs.
Yeah.
They thought all this time we'd have the library done and they would be working upstairs. So instead, we moved art out and they worked downstairs.
They get the 400 up
In where?
there in the art, where they're putting rooms in the art room.
Oh, it's concrete floor. But
they needed to level it up or something.
Yeah, but the teacher workroom is all but done. The one upstairs is all but done. Just a few finishing touches. And the kitchen, the new kitchen, the tiles pretty much give me all that's in. Walls are tiled white tile and the floors are kind of a dark tan. That's all pretty much in now. But it's really changed.
Okay, anything else? Any questions for Max?